Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. Okay, so like I said, I will be out this week, but I need you to watch these videos so that we can keep up with what we are doing and make sure that everybody is on the same page. So, starting today, we are moving into what we like to call inequalities, okay? Basically, all that is changing is we are taking our equal sign that we've been having in our equations for the last couple weeks and turning them into the following, right? Greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So that's pretty much the whole idea is, the equations will still be the same. We're still going to be getting x by itself. That is not changing. But instead, we're going to have these signs on the right in the place of the equal sign. So for today, all we are going to be doing is talking about how we graph these, how we put these on a number line, right? I know some people are like, graphing, I'm really not good at graphing. It's not the graphing that you think of, right? I'm sure when you think of graphing, you think of the big coordinate plane with all the numbers on it. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something like this, something small, just a straightforward, your typical number line, okay? So when we graph, there's a couple things that I need you to remember. The first thing that I need you to remember is we are going to be keeping the letters on the left. Right? Letters on the left. Right? What I mean by that is, see this X? This X is on the left of the inequality sign. Okay? We want to keep all of our letters on the left as much as possible. So if you have something like this, right, your X is on the right. So all we are going to be doing is taking this whole equation and flipping it. So the new way, I want you to write it with the letters on the left, X is on the left, the less than part goes towards the X, -3. Right, so that's the first thing I want you to remember. Try to keep your letters on the left, right? That's going to be super important. It's going to help you in terms of reading it and graphing it and all that sort of stuff. The second thing that I would like you to try to remember is the dots that need to go on the number line. Okay, so whenever we have these symbols, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, there will be a circle or a dot that goes on our number line, okay? So when you have something like the top ones, right, greater than or less than, your dot that goes on your number line will always be open, okay? Open circle or open dot, whichever one you prefer to go about it as, okay? Open dot. No bar underneath, the dot is open, okay? Open circle. For the bottom, right, we have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. When you see something like that, your dot or your circle is going to be completely colored in, filled in, however you want to do it, right? So we are going to be having a closed dot. So those are the two things while we're going through this that I need you to remember. Letters on the left, greater than or less than is an open dot. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to is a closed dot. So if we come back over here to our example, we have X is less than 2. So our dot is going to go on this number. Whatever this number is where your dot is going to go. So we know that our dot is going on 2. We need to look back over here to the right, right? Greater than or less than, open circle, open dot. So I'm going to do an open dot on this line. Right? I am not going to color it in. Okay? That's the first step. Dot goes on the 2. The second step is deciding which way you are going to shade in. Okay? You need an arrow. This says X is less than 2. So what that really means is that this X, whatever this number has to be less than 2, has to be smaller than 2. Okay? So what I'm going to do, since it's less than 2, I am filling in my line on this side, right? All of these numbers to the left are less than 2. A nice little trick if you are someone who struggles with not being totally sure which way your arrow goes. See this inequality sign right here? If you were to take this and look at this like it was an arrow, which way is this pointing? right? This is pointing to the left, right? The direction that it's going is to the left, right? Just like I drew that arrow on it underneath it, it's going to the left. So your arrow down here at the bottom needs to go to the left, right? So there's your first example. First thing that's really important that you need to do. If we move down here a little bit, what if I gave you another example? I'll keep our things to remember over here on the side so we don't forget what we're supposed to be doing, right? Let's see. What if I did 4 is greater than or equal to x? All right, so I'm going to give myself a little number line. Like I said, for the majority of the time, I will provide you with the number lines. So I'm going to fill in my number lines down here. -1, -2, -3. Okay, right, so I have 4 is greater than or equal to x. Well, if I look at up at my things to remember, okay, the first thing says letters on the left, so I am going to take this whole thing and turn it around, right? Because I want my x, I want my letters on the left. So I have x is less than or equal to 4. That is my new equation, okay? Now time to graph. Okay, I'm looking at the number. The number I see is 4. Okay, so my dot needs to go on the 4, right? I need to ask myself, okay, is it a closed dot or is it an open dot? Well, if I come over here and I see, oh, okay, well, there's a less than or equal to, which is what I have in my problem, my dot is going to be closed. So on the 4, I'm going to make a closed dot. I'm going to color it in. Last step. Which way does your arrow go, right? So I am going to look down here at this. It says x is less than or equal to 4. And if I'm saying, oh, well, this arrow points to the left. So my arrow is going to go to the left. So I would shade in my line, right? And there you go. All right, so this is all we're doing today. All we are doing is focusing on how to graph these. The next video, starting either tomorrow or Wednesday, we will go into how to solve and then how to graph. Okay, so keep this video in the back of your mind when we talk about graphing, right? 2 big takeaways: letters always on the left, greater than or less than is an open dot, greater than or equal to or less than or equal to is a closed dot. Okay? We will be starting to work on our things now for today. If you need anything from me at all, you can either refer back to this video or you can send me a message through Canvas. Okay? And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great Monday.